Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to 112th meeting of Speakers Squad Toastmasters Club. To start the meeting, I would like to mention three basic ground rules. First, keep your phones on silent mode. Second, be on video as much as possible. Third, avoid talking about sex, religion, and politics. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, we at Toastmasters Club also have a mission. The mission of our club, mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience to every member in which they have the opportunity to develop their leadership and communication skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to invite the presiding officer for today's meeting. He loves storytelling and quotes. His favorite quote is, "A fit body, a calm mind, and a lovely home cannot be bought, they must be earned." Please give a big round of applause for President of our club, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. Such a wonderful morning. A good thing about today's morning was it was not very cold. So I did not mind running early in the morning today. Otherwise, I have to make up my mind 2-3 minutes to just say it's okay, we can push it. So it's a very beautiful Saturday morning. And we gather here each week to work on ourselves. Some wants to be better speakers, better listeners, and leaders. So Toastmaster International mission is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. With this, I would like to call this meeting to order. So let me begin with a very small joke. Once all the villagers decided to pray for rain. And on the day of prayer, all the people gathered. But only one boy came with an umbrella. That is faith. With that, do we have any guests amongst us today? We have Adil and we have Adish. So we will have their introduction today by general evaluator. And I did have a word with them as well. So we will get to know more about them very soon. Other than that, I have an announcement to make. Announcement is that Deepa will be providing a link to all of us. This is something that we have decided that all the critical roles, if you want to book your slots, please book your slots. Now, your next question will be, what are critical roles? Roles that are such as TMOD, speakers, evaluators. These are critical roles. And it is better to book your slots because you know you have an event coming. You know you will be traveling somewhere. So on these scenarios, it is better that you book your slots and we know that you're all prepared. Apart from that, we will be hearing more from our TMOD today. And our theme today is 0 to 1. And when I heard about this theme, I was listening to Nikhil Kamat's podcast last week. And he is the founder of Zerodha. So he had Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw as his guest. And when I was listening to her, she was born in 1953 in Mangalore. She studied zoology at Bangalore University. And then she went on to earn a master's degree in brewing. I'm pretty sure when I speak about brewing, you all will go to coffee brewing. No, she went on to brew beer. United Breweries, you must have heard of. And she was the only female in the college in 1970s in Australia. I'm not talking about India, in Australia. And she worked as a trainee brewer for Carlton and United Breweries in Melbourne. And she had a 10,000 pound check. Nobody gave her a 10,000 rupees loan in 1978 because nobody knew what exactly is she doing. And she started Biocon from her garage. Yeah, so Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw is a true inspiration to entrepreneurs everywhere. Her story is a reminder that anything is possible if you have a dream and we're willing to work hard to achieve it. So we will learn more from this from our Toastmaster of the day today. Garima has been part of Toastmasters since November 2022. She's passionate about dancing, art, craft, and entrepreneurship. She's currently working as a global project manager at GE. She looks up to people like Ratan Tata and Mr. Mukesh Ambani, and she believes in living a purposeful life. So could we please have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Garima?
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard, for the introduction, and very good morning to all the fellow Toastmasters. It is my pleasure to serve you as Toastmaster of the day. And as the theme says 0 to 1, and Richard has already given you a hint about it. So let me just give you an idea what it means. So 0 to 1 is nothing is it's about creating something new. It's about going from nothing to something. There is a this to go from 0 to 1 is to conjure something into existence from dark void of oblivion. This is a sense of true innovation. So I will be discussing both in terms of entrepreneurship as well as in the corporate work, what it means and how we all can go from 0 to 1. And it will be a discussion. I would like to have a discussion with you all and hear from you as well what you do to achieve your one in your life. Now, when I say that we'll be discussing in terms of the corporate word as well, in the field of entrepreneurship, we are talking about building a product. We talk about having a product that sustains this fast-paced environment. But when we talk about ourselves in corporate work, we are the core product. We need to have that skill set that as a product, we should be able to sell ourselves, have the required skill set and sustain in this fast-paced environment. So this is about the concept of 0 to 1, and this is from a very famous book by an author, Peter Thiel. I don't know if you guys know about him, but Peter Thiel is a German-American billionaire entrepreneur. He's a venture capitalist. He's a political activist, co-founder of PayPal, as well as he was the first investor from Facebook actually. So this is about the theme of today. So now that I hope you all have understood the theme, and I want to hear from you all. What do you think is the first step? Anyone wants to take? Yeah, Ashok. What do you think is the first step?
Take a start. Yeah. First step is you should have courage to take risk, or you should have courage to try to understand people's pain points. Like say, the Ola and Uber came into existence, after understanding the pain points of acquiring a cab, right? So, and you should have courage to do the things. Until unless you have courage, you don't come forward to innovate the things, right? I think maybe in every corporate world, people there is an innovation department, but until unless they understand the pain of the people, they don't innovate the solutions.
Okay, and any other ideas or any other point anyone want to share? Because courage is an important point, but is this the first step? Okay, so let me just give you a hint. Dream lofty dreams. As you dream, so you shall become. The first step is to have a dream. First step to have a vision. You should know where you want to go. You should have a clear picture of what you want to achieve in life. You should know what is that you want to become few years down the line in your corporate career, in your startup career. Have a clear vision. That is the first step. Okay, now with this, let me now explain the agenda of today's meeting. We are following the standard agenda of Toastmaster meeting with 3 sections. The first section is prepared speeches, where speakers deliver objectives and an individual objective of individual evaluator. In the second section is table topic, where table topic masters gives anybody a chance to speak impromptu on the provided topic. And the last section is evaluation, where the general evaluator and their team will provide feedback to everybody who speaks throughout the meeting. With this, I want to invite our general evaluator of the day, who is Toastmaster Sheetal. So, Toastmaster Sheetal is from Uttara Kannada, district of Karnataka, Sirsi. She has been part of the Toastmaster Club since Feb 23. She is currently working as a solution leader at HP Aruba. Her favorite quote is, "If it's to be, it's up to me." And she believes that one should never stop learning because life never stopped teaching. So this is about Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sheetal. Toastmaster Sheetal, over to you to introduce your team.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Garima. So I'll be the general evaluator for today, dear Toastmasters and guests. So I'll be responsible for evaluating everything that has happened before, as well as what is going to happen during the meeting. I'll also be responsible for coordinating the evaluation team, and which is also called as the TAG team. So now let me introduce the TAG team. So first, it is important for us to get the message across in time and also ensure the meeting runs as per the schedule. For that, we have our timer for today. Our timer for today is Toastmaster Varun. So Toastmaster Varun joined us recently. He's an engineer by profession. He works in semiconductor domain. Toastmaster Varun, over to you.
So today, yeah, thank you. So today I am the timer, and good morning, fellow Toastmaster and the guest. As a timer, I will take care of the timings for the topics like table topic, formal speech, and evaluation. And I will also alert the speaker how much time is left by using the different colors, which are like green, yellow, and red. For the table topic, it will be like 1 minute, which is green, 1.5 minutes is like yellow, 2 minutes is red. And today we don't have any icebreaker. The other speeches will be like green, like 5 minutes will be green, 6 minutes will be yellow, and 7 minutes will be red. And for the evaluation, it will be 2 minutes is a green, 2.5 is yellow, and 3 minutes is the red. And at the end of the meeting, I will give the exact timings what we had. And whenever there's a change of color, I will share on my screen the green, yellow, and red. So please watch for the screen for the timings. Thank you. It's over to you, Sheetal, back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. Now to track the verbal pauses, we have our counter for today. So our counter for today is Toastmaster Adil. Toastmaster Adil, would you care to say a few lines about yourself before going ahead?
Well, I'm an engineering student, and yeah, I have taken ISC as my core subject. And yeah, I've joined so that I could, learn something new. It's my first cross club. So, yeah.
Great to hear that somebody student who is interested to learn new things. I think that's really great.
Yeah.
Okay. So Toastmaster Adil, would you like to explain your role?
Sure.
So are you picking? Okay, sorry, you're the guest. Okay.
Okay. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. As an arc counter, I will be listening carefully to all the speeches, including table topics, and I will be noting down the usage of filler words and crutch sounds. In fact, I have already started noting down the filler words and crutch words. I'll also note down unnecessary usage of pauses. Filler words such as like, actually, so, and well, and crutch sounds such as Many times we use these words and sounds unintentionally or unknowingly, but these irritates and distracts the listener. Same as for pauses. Pauses do help give a twist to our speech, but frequent and long pauses would be annoying. If somebody helps us know how many filler words, crutch sounds, and long pauses we have used, that would be helpful for us in improving our speaking skills. And that is the role I will be playing today. At the end of this meeting in the general evaluation session, I will be presenting my R counters report. I hope I would have lesser counts to report. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adil. That was a nice intro about the R counter. Okay, so now to listen to the good usage of language and also share the feedback for improvement, we have our grammarian for today. And our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Adish. So Adish, I'm sorry I don't have your intro as well. Could you please talk a few lines about yourself before going ahead and explaining about the role?
Sure, Toastmaster Sheetal. So, good morning, everyone. I'm a Toastmaster Adish. I'm also a first year ISC student. Actually, me and Adil are classmates. So, not to copy his intro off, but I also wanted to learn new things. So, we both decided to, like, you know what, it's a Saturday morning. So, let's just go around and participate in our first cross club. So, yeah, good, great to meet everyone. Okay, so as the grammarian of the day, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is reminiscence, which means the act of recollecting past experiences or events. For example, no doubt we are all touched by his reminiscence about his earlier happenings in his career. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give the grammarian's report when called upon during the end of it. Over to you, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adish. Over to you, Toastmaster Garima. So we will be sharing the report at the end of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. So before we began to our first section, which is speeches, let me just wind up the first section of the theme, which is I started with the first step, which is to dream. Now, the second point is what Ashok said, courage to pursue your dream. We all dream of some or other thing, but often we we do not take the first step, the second step, that is courage. Take forward that, work on that dream, to take it forward. We'll have setbacks, we'll have failures, we'll have, self-doubt, but you must have the courage to take your dream forward, to work on it and try and achieve it. Any guesses what should be the third thing? I want to hear from you all. What should be the third thing? Or what qualities you should have? Or let me not take a lot of time. Sorry, Richard, you're speaking on mute actually.
Passion.
Yes, passion or perseverance, I would say, because you may get started, but if you don't have the perseverance to continue doing what you're doing, you may not reach where you want to reach. So have a dream, have courage to follow your dream, and do it perseverancely so that you reach your goal that you have set for yourself. Want to hear from someone, if has it ever happened that you have dreams but you don't have courage to pursue it, or you have overcome your courage to pursue it? Any story?
So I have a story. Couple of years ago during COVID, I started my YouTube channel. I switched from football, then I went to cricket, and I knew it was taking me a lot of time. So I released 5 good videos and then I gave up. And I listened to Chris Williamson, who says, you need to do 21 podcasts, and the 22nd podcast, you're used to it. So now whatever I pick up, I do it for 1 year at the very least. And then I see it's not something that I want to pursue, then I give up. So that is a lesson that I learned from my YouTube journey. And it's a good lesson that I learned.
Good to hear your story, Richard. Anyone else? Okay, Let me just go to the prepared speech section. So which is the first section. So for the prepared speech, I would like to first to evaluate our first speaker, we'll have TM Priya. So I request TM Priya to set the objective for our first speaker. So let me just give you an introduction about TM Priya. TM Priya, you there?
Yeah. Hi.
Okay, yeah. So a software engineer by education, risk professional by profession, a traveler and Toastmaster by passion. So she has been with the Toastmasters since last 5 years, served as multiple club officer roles, served as club growth director and division F director and area F3 director as well in the past. So over to you, Toastmaster Priya, to set the objective for your speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Garima, for that lovely introduction. In fact, reminding me of how my journey has been in Toastmaster. So today's speaker is going to deliver a distinguished Toastmaster speech, which is the highest recognition that anybody could achieve in Toastmaster journey. Please note that this is going to be a meeting which you all will remember, because witnessing a DTM speech, it's a rare kind of event that is happening today. So to deliver this project, the speaker has completed multiple other projects, including being a coach, being a mentor, being a sponsor, then being a district officer, completing two projects in pathways. So it's a great combination of both leadership and communication journey. So in this project, this is going to be the final project of the DTM project. In this project, the speaker is going to share some aspect of his or her experience completing the project. We are going to witness how the speaker has completed both the aspects of Toastmaster leadership and communication. Timer, please note the time allotted is 8 to 10 minutes. All the best to the speaker, and back to you, Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Sorry, thank you, DTM Priya. I just got to know there's a distinguished title because you have achieved certain levels. So thank you, DTM Priya. Now coming to our first speaker, let me just give a quick introduction. So data engineer by profession, passionate about sports and love solving puzzles. Toastmasters in 2018 has served as Area D1 Director, President, VP Education, Sergeant at Arms in the past, currently serving as the VP of Speaker Squad. So let's welcome Toastmaster Richa with the speech title FNG. FNG, Toastmaster Richa. Soon you're going to be DTM, I believe.
It's still time. Anyways.
Okay.
313. 314. My eyes glued to the screen as number of participants kept rising. And here I was anxiously waiting for an update on where our panelist was. Right then a message flashes on my screen. Hi Richa, I'm running late by 10 minutes. I should be reaching my stop in 7 minutes, and once I reach home, I'll be able to join in. Another 10 minutes. We are already at the start of the panel discussion. It was the D-Day, January 23rd, 2022. The joint venture of Forza and Grandeur was live. And as I mentioned, the number of participants kept soaring. Energy and expectations were high, my dear friends. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. This was the moment when I believed, or I thought, that the entire energy and expectation might just come shattering down because our panelist was delayed by another 10 minutes. Let's take a step back. A month ago before the D-Day, almost a month ago before the D-Day, I had signed up to be the event chair, courtesy our distinguished Toastmaster Priya, signing me up for the event chair for this event. Division F and Division G had collaborated to bring together an event for our contest aspirants in our district to help them prepare for their international speech contest. After much deliberations on what the event could be, we had zeroed in on the fact that we wanted to host the finalists or the previous finalists of world champions of public speaking in our division and help our audience get insights into what goes into preparing for such a big stage. Well, it was a brilliant idea, but could we execute it? Maybe. Let's see. If you are planning to deliver a team project, there are 3 pillars which you need to make sure you do right by to ensure that the project is a success, right? Start with the first. You have to identify the right set of people to make sure they are part of your team. Here, we are a platform of Toastmasters where we provide a supportive and encouraging environment to everyone, to all our members, right? And here, for the members of Division F and G, was a chance to be part of an organizing committee which hosted such big names. The names, hold on to that, I'll reveal in a while. Yes, and we decided to go with a mix of experienced as well as a few new faces for our team, which was not too difficult to find. And we, yes, zeroed in on a set of role takers quite in a week's time, within a week's time. However, that wasn't it. We also needed to finalize the panelists for our panel discussion, the task of which fell on the division directors, the then division directors, DTM Priya and DTM Mazahir. Well, they were up to the task, so me as an event chair was relaxed when it came to panelists. However, the task of finding the host for this panel discussion fell on me. It, my dear friends, was no easy task. Although we had a list of names we could reach out to, every name kept on striking off because of their prior commitments, including Toastmaster Ritika, because she was not well during the time. After a week of chasing people to host this panel discussion, we finally received an affirmation from Toastmaster ARC for this event, and thus our team was formed. Let me reveal the name of the panelists here. Distinguished Toastmaster Aditya Maheshwaran, Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Justin, and Sridhar Ranganathan. Well, believe me, if you do not know these names, Google it and you'll find out how power-packed this trio is. All set for the stage, we now needed to make sure that we enable the team. This is the second step. Enable the team with timely communication and help them prepare for it. Well, having set the team, having finalized the team, it was time for us to make sure we tell each of them what is expected out of them. We help them with dry runs, and not only the team, but even the panelists. We had to make sure we communicated to them what is the expectation, what's going to happen in the event, what's the time, and anything and everything which they needed. Well, we all started with our primary form of communication in Toastmaster, WhatsApp. And soon, within an hour or so, we had not 1, not 2, but probably 5 WhatsApp groups for this particular event. It became complicated, yes. It was really tricky to handle these many WhatsApp groups, but we had to, for another maybe 2 weeks or so, try and manage it. However, the task of communicating with the panelists was given to me. And trust me, I was nervous after reading the introductions of all these panelists. I hesitated to even send a hi to them. Because we had to make sure that our interactions with them are limited, crisp, clear, and concise, right? That's why I made sure that all the messages are double checked by our division directors before I sent it across to them. So yes, do the homework before you make mistakes. Maybe it'll help. The other part of it, trying to get our role takers to come up and join dry runs. Well, each of our role takers belonged to a different organization, had a different background, and so the timing for each was obviously different. We couldn't zero in on one particular dry run time. And that's why we had to host multiple to make sure that we could cater to the different timings each of them could join in. Well, somehow we did make it work. Somehow we helped them prepare offline, over dry runs, and all of it. However, we hit a roadblock when a master of ceremony, even after multiple dry runs, was not able to join even one. We then had to take a very drastic step of making sure we replace her. It was a tough decision, my dear friends. However, you'll see just as to why it paid off in a way. Coming to that point, while we did our groundwork, our homework, we were prepared. The third step comes into picture. Expect the unexpected. Yes, we were live. The event was ongoing. We had done all our preparations before. However, time has its own way of unfolding challenges. There we were, waiting for the clock to strike 3:15 to ensure that our panel discussion starts. And here at 3:14, I received a message from a panelist stating that he is running late by 10 minutes. The moment I received the text, I immediately ensured the entire team knows about it. And obviously, a flurry of WhatsApp messages flew around. Should we go ahead without the panelist? Should we hold off? Should we inform the audience? What should we do? However, we banged on the dry runs that happened throughout the last couple of weeks. We also had filler segments just in case something like this happened. We made sure that our master of ceremony was equipped to handle such scenario. And thus we decided that we'll keep the audience engaged without revealing that there has been some tricky delay in the backend. All of this while managing the time and presence of the other two panelists who were already there in the meeting. We kept them informed in the backend of the delay so that they understand the challenge that we are facing. Well, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, if any of you are wondering how the event went, it was a hit. Yes, my dear friends, the entire event generated rave reviews and people were congratulating us for hosting something like this. We set the bar higher for even Forza and Grandeur to come and host their contests later on. District 92 welcomed such an event and the learnings were impeccable. Well, if I were to look back and reflect on this entire episode of me as an event chair and leading it, there's just one lesson I would definitely like to share with you all. Success, my dear friends, is never overnight, never. It is always a journey. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. I must tell you, every time you come on the stage, the way you present, you keep people hooked to you. So I actually listen to your speeches so carefully because I'm always hooked when you start speaking. And that's your style of presentation, which I really like. And last time you spoke about planning the plan, and this time it was execution of the plan and all the hurdles that you went through, or usually people go through about, when you go and execute the plan, because it never always the way you plan. You will have some other roadblocks will hit you, and how you overcome, and still you made it, a very successful event. And you use very good words also in between: rave reviews, set the bar high, impeccable learning. Very good. I really liked your speech. Now we will hear in details from the general evaluator. But thank you so much for your speech, Toastmaster Richa. Now for the next speech, let me just introduce our second evaluator. So for evaluating our second speech, I would like to introduce Toastmaster Ritika. Ritika has been a Toastmaster for 4 years. Public speaking is her passion and gardening is what inspires her. Completed 3 pathways, 3 parts in pathways, served as club mentor and currently serving as club sponsor for various clubs. Professionally, works as an AVP with Citibank, but I think one thing is missing in this introduction is you are already a director for our area, right? So let's welcome Toastmaster Ritika to set the objective for our second speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. Good morning, everybody. And of course, a very special one to Toastmaster Richard. Today, I will be evaluating Toastmaster Richard's speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So looking forward to your speech, to your story, Toastmaster Richard. All the best. With that, back to you, Toastmaster Garima.
So Toastmaster Richard, let me give you a small introduction about yourself. You love pain, adversity, and struggle. Looks up to people like David Goggins for mental toughness. One of his favorite quotes is, "All greatness comes from suffering." So this is the introduction of Toastmaster Richard, and his speech title is Life Lessons. So over to you, Toastmaster Richard, on your speech, Life Lessons.
2 0 0 6. Yes, that is the year I am finally coming back to the city that I was born. So any guesses, where was I born?
Cricket match.
Okay, Bangalore.
Some tournament.
I was born in Bangalore. Thank you so
sorry.
much, Ashok. So I was finally coming back to Bangalore with my mother from Kundapur. And as we entered our house, we both could sense there is something wrong in our house. And the first thing my mom does is she opens the Godrej and the locker is broken. And she is livid because there was money kept for my admission for 8th standard. And she knew this is the time she has to put her foot down. And she convinced herself this is it. My dad came at night at 8 o'clock. She said, me and Richard will be leaving this house for next 48 hours. You take your belongings and leave the house. And as we leave the house and we come back after 48 hours, we see dad has taken his belongings and he has left us. And my mom puts a hand on my shoulder and she says, we will be all right. Cut down to 3 years, 2009, 1st of May, my results will be announced for my 10th standard. And obviously at that point in time, there is no smartphones. So I'm heading out to check my results. My mom tells me, Richie, come here, let's have a chat. I said, fine. And she makes me sit down and she puts her hand on my shoulder and she says, it doesn't matter if you fail all 6 subjects. You got to come back home. I don't want you to do anything stupid. And that gave me a lot of confidence. And I came back home. Even though my percentage was not at 80s or 90s, I passed with 75%. Cut down to many years. This was my last day in Australian New Zealand Bank. And my manager and my teammates were throwing a party. How many of you have gone to Orion Mall? Yes, I have gone to. And has anybody gone to The Big Kahuna? Anyone? Okay, so this was my first time going there. And obviously, since this would be the last time I would be seeing some of my friends, I went all in. Beer, rum, whiskey, and the new thing one in town was LIT. And I didn't know what LIT was, but I started drinking. Yeah, LIT is nothing but the Long Island tea. Yeah, and there is no tea in it. So I drank as much as possible. And by the end, I was sloshed. I was sloshed so badly that my manager booked a cab. And that is the first time and the last time I puked in a cab. And I feel so bad to this day. Somehow I enter my house and I directly go to sleep. And in the 9 o'clock, I wake up. My mom is not there. She's gone to work, obviously. And I'm all panicking. What excuses should I make? My friends told me to drink. No, I will not drink again. And then she comes in the evening. She doesn't say anything. She asks, how are you doing? Normal conversation. And after 45 days, when I'm heading to Dubai, she puts a hand on my shoulder and she says, remember you drank that day and you came back sloshed? I said, yes, please do not do that in Dubai. You're going out. Keep calm. My dear friends, my dad took his belongings, but my mom took responsibility. Life is not just about pass or fail. Last but not the least, right advice at the wrong time is useless. So to all my dear friends, never regret a day in your life. Good days gives you happiness. Bad days gives you peace. Worst days gives you lessons. And the best days gives you memories. Thank you.
What a life lesson that you have shared in last 4 lines. Good days gives you happiness. Bad days gives you, I forgot that. What was? Worst give
Experience.
you, okay, experience. Worst give you lessons, and best, the best memories. It was really interesting story and the life lesson in the end, Toastmaster Richard. And we look for, sorry, Richard, and we'll look for your evaluation by general evaluator. So let me move on a little on, go back to the theme and speak about it and discuss about that. And then we'll come to the third speaker. So we discuss about having a dream, having courage to pursue your dream, and then I spoke about perseverance, the quality of perseverance. But what will you do actually when you need to have something, right, to pursue your dream? What will you act on? What do you think is missing in between having courage to perseverance? Any guesses?
Motivation.
Money.
Yes.
Patience.
Patience. But what will you act on? You need to have a plan.
Oh.
Where is the plan? We didn't discuss that. You need to have a plan. How are you going to achieve your dream? A lot of you, and there are a lot of, just wanted to hear from all of you. Like we do create plans, and the idea is we work on it continuously every single day to achieve our goal. But planning the plan is the thing. A lot of time we see that we don't know how to plan. We have a dream, but we don't know what action we should take. Have you faced any such difficulties? And what do you do during such times? Have a mentor. read relevant books. That's what I can suggest. So every time you have a dream and you don't know how exactly you want to do it, how you should achieve it, you have, the your mind is cloudy and how to pursue it. Look for a mentor, read relevant books, create a plan. There are various tools available. I create my plan on notebook. Still, I am a old school in that way, but there are very good planners available on internet, on websites, and you can use that to create a plan for yourself and work on it every day. And when you have a plan, the first thing you need to do is start small. Take baby step, because you won't be able to change yourself in a day to reach, to get that body that you want to, or to get to learn that skill that you want to acquire, to position yourself in the market, in the competitive market today. You need to start small. Stay lean, start small, be flexible. That's the second learn. Have a plan, stay lean, start small, be flexible, because you will have challenges. It may not be possible that you'll have the best plan in the first day itself. You may not have a plan, have a bad plan. It may turn out to be not a good plan, but it's okay. You can change it. So be flexible to change your plan. Okay, with this, let me move on to the agenda of this meeting. And I would like to invite our third speech and to evaluate third speaker, and to evaluate, I would like to introduce our evaluator, Ajit Kumar, Toastmaster Ajit Kumar. He's from A-Mind Toastmaster Club and is working in applied material as electrical and electronics design engineering. I work with Israel team for semiconductor diagnostic tools. So this is about Toastmaster Ajit. Toastmaster Ajit, over to you to set this objective for the third speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. As Garima said, like we should have a plan, and like to execute that plan, we need to have a mentor. So Toastmaster Ramesh is like entering into his step of mentoring. So thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh, for taking up this speech, which is like introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. In this project, you will be defining how Toastmaster visualizes or see the future possibility of mentoring. That can be your like a Toastmaster members, or the people at your office, or even maybe your kids that you would be mentoring in future. So what we expect to like from you is like you could share some aspects of your any experience as a like guided or supported by any older or more experienced persons in your life, or the same that you have done in your life. So thank you for taking up this opportunity, and we expect a good speech from you. Over to you.
Now I would like to invite our third speaker and to to introduce about our third speaker. Third speaker, Mr. Toastmaster Ramesh, hails from Namakkal, which is a district under Salem. He's passionate about sports and movies and loves spending time with his friends. He's currently working as garment technician at Lifestyle International Private Limited. His favorite quote is "Don't give up." He looks up to Ratan Tata and he strongly believes in hard work and networking. So his speech title is Hidden Leaders. So Toastmaster Ramesh, over to you. Toastmaster Ramesh, Hidden Talents. Sorry, Hidden Leaders. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. How many of you call your manager as your leader? Any responses? Oh, so sad for this. How many of you call your manager as your boss? Many people agreeing. Good. Everyone has their own reasons to decide whether their manager is a leader or a boss. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. I had both experience. Yes, I had worked with boss as well as leader. First, I got a chance to work with a boss, how the person's supposed to be not. I have two incidents I would like to share with you people. Incidents one. One day I was working in a factory. Immediately I got a call from my manager. I went to his cabin. He gave me a sheet of paper. In that he had written on mobile number, and he told me that please go to nearby bus stand. There will be a person will be waiting for you. You just pick them and drop them at the office. I was very curious to know about the person. I asked him, sir, may I know who is that person and why are they coming here? Immediately he looked at top to bottom and he said, that is none of your business. Do what I say. I felt very bad. Then I went to the bus stand as he instructed. I had my bike, so I took my bike and went and reached the destination. Once I reached there, I gave a ring to that number. I could see a beautiful girl who was standing 100 meters away from me, trying to attend my call. I felt very happy. I adjusted my hairstyle. I tucked in my shirt. I put some mouth freshener. Basically, I was beautifying myself to match with her. If I say in other words, I fell in love with her at first sight. Finally, she attended the call and she was coming near to me. I felt like 1,000 butterflies were flying in my stomach. I was not on the ground. For a moment, I lost myself completely. Then he reached me. I took her. There was a distance between the office and the bus stand was only 1 kilometer. I felt very bad because of that. It could have been 10 kilometers. I would have driven more. During the journey, I felt like I was on cloud 9. Then finally we reached the destination. I dropped her. Before that, I would like to ask you one question: that do you all know that what kind of a tea which we cannot swallow? Any idea? That is reality. The reality was totally different. What I thought was different, the reality was different. Once I reached office, I came to know that she was my manager's girlfriend. She came for an interview. What to do? Here, I have not dropped only her. I dropped my love as well. So after a few weeks, she got appointment. She got appointed as my manager's personal assistant, as well as she became my ex-lover. Incident 2. After a few weeks of her joining, again my manager called and I went to his cabin. Now they were discussing very deeply about their weekend plan. I went inside and I asked him, "Sir, why you have called me?" "See, Ramesh, you have to be very careful at your work." I said, "Okay, sir." "You have to be aware what is happening around you." "Okay, sir." "For this, I'm going to give you a task now. You have to prove that you are very aware in your work." "Yes, sir." "Go to the floor, look around. If our factory manager comes, let me know." I was clueless why he is giving this kind of a task to me. Then I realized that they both were trying to use me as their personal assistant. And after some days, I felt very bad, and I decided that hereafter I should not do any this kind of a favorable job to my manager. Next day, I went to him and told him, "Sir, don't give me this kind of jobs to me. So I'm not here to do the favor to you." Very next day, I got a call from HR. I went to HR. HR people had given me one letter. In that, I opened and read that. In that, they have mentioned I had transferred from manufacturing unit to printing unit. I was just asking to the HR manager why I had transferred. They told, "This instruction from your manager. If you want further details, please go and ask him." So I decided not to go there because I knew the reason. I understood the reason. So I decided to move to the printing unit on the next day. So during these tough times, I had my own colleagues. I can say my mentor as well. I told all these incidents to him. He consoled me like anything as a brother. Not only that, he has given instruction of how to tackle these kind of situations, and he guided me how to learn from mistakes as well. And next day, what he told, "You are going to the printing unit. You are not know anything about the printing processes. You just learn the printing techniques, and you can learn many things from that particular place." Then he told that not only that, you try to improve your communication skill. This is not the right place to work here. So you just learn everything, and then you can skip to somewhere else. You can learn everything apart from this as well. Then after a few months, I got an offer. I resigned my job over there, and I moved to a new factory, where in Bangalore. Basically, he helped me how to change the punishment into opportunity for learning. So from these two people, I learned the characteristics of leaders the characteristics of boss as well. First case, the boss, he showed me that how he can get his personal benefits from the employee, how he can thread his employee, how he can how he can make the employee feel bad, how he can make the employee feel fear, etc. And moreover, he felt me as an inferior person as well. The second thing, what I learned from my mentor, how to take your employee along with you in your success, how to make them feel good, how to make the person succeed in their life as well. So here I understood one thing, that all the managers are not leaders, but all the leaders are definitely a good manager. The designation, the position is not deciding whether you are a leader or a manager or a boss. The characteristics, the behavior, there are plenty of good things that make you as a leader, make you as a mentor as well. So there are plenty of leaders, mentors are hidden around you and within you as well. Try to find out, try to use of it, you can get succeed in your life. That's it from me. Over to Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Very well explained the qualities and the differences, quality of a good leader and difference between manager, leader. So well explained. Now, keeping the essence of time, I would like to invite that we would like to proceed with the next session, which is TTM. So for this section, I would like to invite Toastmaster Deepa, who is a workforce management expert with passion towards Toastmaster, where she get platform to improve on her toes. So over to you, Toastmaster Deepa, to take up the next session.
Thank you, Toastmaster
Richard.
Garima. I think Richard and Richa have something to say.
Yeah.
Richa, go ahead.
I think Priya asked to share her evaluation before the TTM session.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, to DTM Priya. So please go ahead and share your evaluation, and we'll do the rest of the evaluation with Toastmaster Sheetals leading it. But you can go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Garima. Success is not something which happens overnight. It's a continuous journey. And I have the question, what is success? Isn't it a DTM project? So DTM project never happens overnight. It's a journey of years of efforts. Congratulations, Toastmaster Richa, for completing your DTM project today. Many things to talk about, because this is not a small achievement that anybody could achieve. Many things to talk about your project, your speech, particularly today. But I will just keep it crisp and highlight those aspects which I want to take back with me today. So the curiosity that you built in the beginning itself, the countdown of the time, that made me think, what is she going to talk about? Though the title was F&G, it might be fabulous and great, the speech that you was going to deliver. But the curiosity that you built, that made me hooked to your speech, that what it is all about, what she's counting here. I'm sure everybody had the same feeling. And when you took us through the entire project, you did not only talk about the project, but you mentioned why that project. Why was it needed? Because without knowing why somebody will do a project, then you outlined the project really well, how you planned for it. You reflected back on your first speech, I guess, and you mentioned how you planned for it. How did you execute the project? And the best part of your speech, because best part of your speech was highlighting the challenges. Those are the great leaders who not only talk about the glory of any achievement or any project, the leaders, those who talk about the challenges that they face in every moment. Because everybody seems to be fascinated with the achievement that we make in our life and journey, but people connect with the challenges that we showcase to the people. That okay, if she has gone through this challenge and she has achieved this, I'm also going through this challenge, and I also will be able to overcome this particular challenge. So thank you so much to Toastmaster Richa for highlighting all these aspects. Now, since it's a DTM project, and I also want to witness your second DTM project as well in this Toastmaster journey, I want to give you a challenge. The choice of topic could have been different. You have done so much in your Toastmaster journey. You have spent more than 5 years in your Toastmaster journey. Why the selection of topic was restricted only to 2 to 3 weeks? You have spent 1 year as a district officer. I'm sure the challenges that you have faced as a district officer would have been really more challenging than the challenge that you face to organize an event. So I would love to see your transformational journey through a district officer program that you have taken up as a next DTM project maybe. Having said all this, a great speech, a great stage presence, and a great demonstration of how you have evolved from your speech 1 to your DTM project. I have witnessed your level 1 project too when you delivered then, and I am evaluating your DTM project too. I see that journey, I see that transformation in your speech. So kudos to you for demonstrating your leadership style through the project and demonstrating your communication style through the speech. Congratulations once again. I would request everybody to stand up and give a standing ovation to be DTM. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Priya, for such a detailed evaluation, and Toastmaster Richa for completing your pathway to DTM. Kudos to you. Now, before we begin the evaluations, just wanted to wind up on the theme. Come back to our theme and share a few lessons from the book. Now that we were talking about having a dream, vision, perseverance to do it, having a plan to do it, and you have a plan. So you have identified your skill set that you want to work on, or you have an idea of the problem that you're solving and you have a product ready, a product that is irreplaceable. You as a product have the skill set in the market that you want to position, that you become irreplaceable. Now, before you become irreplaceable, how do you even identify that you have reached there? You have reached where you want to reach. And there comes the measurement. There comes a very important role that is played by our GE also in Toastmaster, who give us evaluation and help us understand where we stand. Same way, we need to have an evaluation plan for ourselves, for our product. We need to have a criteria 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, what we want to be. We have a product, where do we want to launch, which customer we want to take it, how do we measure the value that product is creating, how we measure ourselves. That's the next lesson. Creating value is not enough. Measuring is equally important. Now with this, I would like to hand over stage to Toastmaster Sheetal to give to share the evaluation for today's meeting, and then we'll proceed further. Over to you,
Toastmaster Garima. Sorry, we are not doing the table topics today.
Oh no, we are running out of time. So
okay, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. So in the interest of time, I would like to call Toastmaster Ritika to share her insights for Toastmaster Richard's speech. But before that, I just want to mention, based on what Toastmaster Richa had shared last time, how to evaluate, I had written a couple of points and I was all set. Okay, I'll note down few things when Toastmaster Richard and others are speaking, but I couldn't even focus on a single point. Your story was so catchy. I was too engrossed in it. Nice one, Toastmaster Richard. Toastmaster Ritika, over to you.
Sheetal, you've put me on a spot right away. All right. Good morning, everybody, and a very, very special one again to Toastmaster Richard. Life lessons galore, I must say. And the one quote, I don't know how hard it was for you to put it into words and more so share it with us. The two lines which really, touched me was, Dad took his belongings, Mom took responsibility. What a play of words there in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. You defined how your childhood went by and what you learned as an adult from what you saw when you were small. There were many other things as well, which were high points in your speech, Toastmaster Richard. The first sixer that you hit right at the beginning was excellent. That is what is called body language. It's not just flapping your hands, moving up and down the stage. It is about making that impact through your body gestures. That is what is body language. So very, very well done there. 2006, I'll always remember that. So of course your stage presence, excellent. We will be all right. You kept repeating that and you kept moving your hand like this to actually show us a glimpse at least of how your mom is. We have not met her, but now we know what kind of a person she is. You kept repeating this gesture, and when you keep repeating it, audience comes in tune with it. They are synced with what you are trying to convey. So excellent use of body language there once again, and the use of your reiterations also throughout the speech. Your hand gestures were apt. Your audience interaction was sprinkled consistently throughout the speech. That was also very well done. So on the whole, your speech objective was about storytelling and you aced it, Toastmaster Richard. It is your forte. You must understand that. Of course, there are a few recommendations that I want to share with you. At one point, you said, "This is it." When your mom saw the chaos in the house, she said, "This is it." But it was very flat. I'm sure that time world must have split into two, seeing that scene in the house. So use your voice modulation aptly as per the situation. That will amplify the storytelling for you. The second thing was your story was free flowing, but the transition to conclusion missed a few things. I wanted to hear a little bit of your own mentality. What did you go through as an 8th standard person to what you are right now? What was going in your head? What was it that you were feeling inside? I think that was the bridge that would have worked between the story and the conclusion. So overall, Toastmaster Richard, once again, storytelling is your forte. Work on structuring the speech in a way that the transitions are seamless. Keep at your body language, work on your hand voice modulation, and I'm sure the toughest of messages you will be able to convey through your storytelling. With that, back to you, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritika. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ajit to share his insights for Toastmaster Ramesh's speech. And before that, it was a very interesting story, Toastmaster Ramesh. We were even thinking like what is going to happen, right? So it was very interesting from the start till the end. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajit.
You're speaking on mute, Toastmaster Ajit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ramesh, for completing your mentoring speech in Toastmaster, Introduction to Toastmasters. So you have started really well by asking your manager as a leader. So it has, attracted the audiences and, you could grab the audience attention. This is a quality of, mentoring, so that you have entered into the first step of mentoring. Explaining about the incident at bus stand clearly, and it gives an example of delivering the message that has to be a quality of a mentor. That also you have clearly explained, and how you executed the task. You revealed the suspense of a person you dropped, and then it again astonished the audiences, like, oh, she was it. So this was one more thing that you could explain, and you could come up with the situation and explain the audiences like what it could be and how it has to be taken up. So this is a good quality of mentors that you are again giving a good example. I found out one more thing is like you are good at finding the lessons that you are learning from the incidents that you have been getting occurred in your life, or like getting executed. So which is a good quality of mentoring. One more thing that I saw is like a comfort level a little bit can be improved. Okay, the way you are speaking, you could have taken a little bit pauses as well while transitioning from one incident to the other. or one message to other message. There you could have taken a little bit pause, which could have given a good understanding as well. You discussed about the experience in which, like you provided who is the exact leader or who is the mentor. That has taken up, like a big bounce, like big bounce about it. Like you have the quality of understanding who could be real mentor. It is not the immediate boss, or it is not the immediate person whom you are taking the guidance. It is the one who is actually, like giving a hint of who is making you excel in your life, or how you are persevering their, like challenges that has been given by them. So this is how, like you have come up really well about the hidden leader as well. That was your speech title. So congratulations on your completing introduction to mentoring in Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajit. And in the interest of time, now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Varun to share his report.
Thanks, Sheetal. I'll go through the timing. So for the speaker 1, Richard, it was 10 minutes, 15 seconds. For speaker 2, Richard, it was 6 minutes. For speaker 3, Ramesh, it was 5 minutes, 55 seconds. There was today no table topic. Going to the evaluator, the Priya took 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Toastmaster Ritika took 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Toastmaster Ajit took 2 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun, for that report. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Adil to share his report.
Yeah, so let me quickly share my screen. Yeah, so I hope the screen is seen. Yeah, so I have counted the account. I have counted the filler words and crutch words in the meeting. I've also color coded them. Don't get discouraged by seeing the numbers. Use it as a fuel to do better next time. Yeah, so that's my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adil. Toastmaster Adish, can you please go ahead and share your report?
Sure, let me just share my screen real quick. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So before I think I'd like to say I'm amazed to say I was barely able to find any errors in today's meeting. Everyone had great vocabulary, but still we are bound to make mistakes once in a while. So these are mistakes. So with perseverance, that's grammatically incorrect. It's with perseverance. Moving forward with your speak, it's supposed to be moving forward with your speech. Attracted the audiences, it's supposed to be attracted the audience. So I'd just like to say we are human beings, we are bound to make mistakes, but we shouldn't be discouraged by them, and instead we should use them to be better next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adish. So with respect to overall evaluation, I think the meeting started on time, and it is great to see so many people join today. That's a nice thing. And today, I think most of the videos are also on. We kind of stopped it once we started recording. It feels good today. And the guests were introduced. Rest all went through fine. Toastmaster Garima, you were really awesome today. It was very, very neat. Okay, it was good. And yeah, rest all is good. That's all I have. Nothing much. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. So before I hand over the stage to Richard, let me just share to like 2 minutes and share the last lesson, which I really liked about the book, actually. So now you have the unique skill set. You built a product which is very competitive. Do you think you have become a monopolist? And you think it's good? You are irreplaceable. You have a monopoly. Is it good? No? You want to be replaced or killed by the competition? You don't want to have a monopoly? Have a skill set that nobody is able to replace you at workplace?
No, there should not be a monopoly. Everybody should be in a competitive market. Having one market for all the products is not good. Listening to Patrick Bet-David, I heard Apple has 58% of market share. So not bad, but
Okay.
yeah, monopoly is not good.
If you don't have the monopoly, you'll be killed by the competitions. You'll be over.
Yeah.
Okay. Different people will have a different perspective about it, but what I meant by monopoly is you build a kind of company or you build a kind of skill set that's so good of what it does or it offers that no other person can offer a substitute. That's when you will be able to sustain in the market. There are monopolists, there are non-monopolists, and the difference is the code in the code that I will be sharing right now, but I won't be explaining. Figure it out yourself. So the code says monopolists work to hide their monopoly status, while non-monopolists exaggerate their uniqueness and they are killed by the competition. This is the code from the book, and I would like to figure it out yourself. If you like it, if you want to pursue it, how you want to take it, and that's it from my end. So I'm giving the stage back to Toastmaster Richard to take it forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. Can you please have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Garima for taking us from 0 to 1 today and giving us a lot of insights for us to ponder upon throughout the day. Voting link has been shared in the chat. I would request you to go ahead and vote for the best role takers and best speakers. And I would like to understand from Adish and Adil. So first I'll go with Adil, since this was your first cross club. What was your experience that you would like to share?
Well, it was great. It was great seeing like different people and their different perspectives. Since we are a college club, the whole like meeting like will be different, and you know your perspectives are like really different, and your vocabulary, everything was like really great. So I had a really good time.
Thank you, Adil. Next, Adish, what are your thoughts?
It was really amazing, in my opinion. Like, as this is my first time coming into a Toastmaster meeting of a corporate club, or I guess a community club. It was really great. So, like, I can see the difference, as Adil has mentioned. We could see the difference from a college club and a community club. And I'd like to say, yeah, I would like to join once in a while. I don't know, we'll get time. Exams aren't around. We'd like to join him again.
Thank you, Adish and Adil. Thank you for your perspectives, and we thank you also for taking part in the role with a very quick time. Apart from that, I would also like to thank Toastmaster Ajit and distinguished Toastmaster Priya for evaluating the speeches today. And let me announce the winners. So best role taker is Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Garima. Best auxiliary role taker is Toastmaster Adish. Best speaker, we have Toastmaster Ramesh. So can we have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Ramesh? Best evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Priya. The closing thought for today is don't get distracted. Never tell yourself that you need to be the biggest brand in the whole world. Start by working on what you need at the present moment and then what you need to do tomorrow. So set yourself manageable targets. With this, please put away your chairs and have a great weekend. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.